Hi, my name is Vanessa Short. I am your Saint artist. I have over 30 years in the beauty business, and I'm here to teach you all the things. One of the amazing things about Saint is that anybody can do it. You don't need any makeup experience. It's super, super easy, and it's just kind of changing your mindset a little bit and using things in a different way than you used to. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to do my face with my highlights. Our highlights are your foundation, your concealers. So I kind of wiggle between these three. And then I have a bronzer. This is a lighter bronzer. I may or may not use it. This is my contour. So this is my foundation. And then I can add some lip and cheek color. Let's start with your face, kind of the easy way. We're going to start with our contour, and this is the 3D brush. It's kind of the all-encompassing brush. All of our brushes are double-ended, so they're multi-use. You don't have to use it just for foundation. You could use this for your eye makeup too. You can use it for your blush. But we're just going to get this around the outer edges of our face. And this is what's going to give us that 3D dimension instead of having one flat color. So we can sculpt out our cheekbones. You can even add a little extra if you don't have any. Chisel your jaw a bit. Maybe disguise some jowls or your double chin if you want. So we're going to put this where we want some shadowing. So Saint 3D Cream Foundation is very different than what you're used to. There isn't water in it, so it's not going to go on and then dry up later. You put it where you want it, like paint by number, and then you can let it sit for an hour before you blend it, and it won't dry out, it won't settle in. It's kind of neat that way. All right, I'm going to flip over my brush, and I'm going to use this side for my foundation color. So my main foundation is this one here right in the middle, and I'm just going to kind of dab this pretty much everywhere. You can do this with your finger too and then blend with the brush. This is probably like makeup class 102 for Saint. 101 is just your fingers and then blending with the sponge or a brush at the very end. Okay, so I've kind of dabbed that everywhere. Now this is just a slightly darker shade. I'm just going to kind of add this in a couple of spots where I feel like I'm darker, like right under my eye, which is counterintuitive to what we're used to. Normally you put a lighter color right under there, but if you're covering darkness, try to go with the same darkness. It's actually going to cover it a whole lot easier. It's going to neutralize it a whole lot easier. So if you notice, I just dabbed that a little bit around my eyes and my nose where I tend to be redder. And then the last color, this is our brightening color. I'm going to do this one with my finger so you can really see where I'm putting it. And my tin is almost empty. Another great thing about Saint, and because it's a cream makeup, you can actually warm these tins up and melt them down and you will never waste a drop. So I'm just going to put this in a really skinny line right down the center of my nose, on the inner corners, outer corners, and on the sides of my nose. Just like that. Now, some people will put a little bit up here. You can put it on your chin if you want. I actually like to put a little bit of a lighter color right here because I'm a little bit hollow there. So if you put lighter colors, it brings things forward. Darker colors help things recede. So I've pretty much got all of my foundation on right now where I want it. And we can blend. So I'm just going to go ahead and use the same brush that I applied the foundation, the highlight colors with. And I'm just going to kind of stipple it in and swirl it in. It's nice if it sits on your skin for a minute because it warms up. So you just kind of blend it all in. I always like to start with my light colors first. That's just kind of my habit. It doesn't matter though. You can go from top to bottom if you want. And then I'm just going to really get in that inner corner, and whatever's left over in the brush, I'm just going to put on my eyelid to kind of neutralize. Neutralize any redness I have on there. Okay, so I've got my foundation color blended. Now I'm going to just use the same side, and I'm going to blend out this contour. So I pushed it into my hairline a little bit. When I get over here to my cheekbones, I'm going to make sure that I stay in an upward motion. And if you notice, when I apply that contour and when I blend it, I'm kind of keeping it on that outer part of my face. I don't want to pull that in too far. We want to keep the bright light focus right around our eyes, like in this triangle of light. I'm going to add just a little bit more. I have some on the brush there, so just kind of pat it in until it blends, but you don't want to take it all away. So just so it looks like a shadow. And then if you get a little too much, like I got a little extra up here, you just dab into your highlight color again, your foundation, and you can just kind of clean that up. Don't forget to blend your nose. Usually nose contour doesn't need a lot of blending. A little dab will do. Okay, so there's my foundation. I look fresh and lifted. I've got dimension. I don't look flat-faced. Everything's blended beautifully. Now we can add cheek color and bronzer too. But let's just skip to cheek color. So this is a color called Royal. It's a sheer, more of a glossy color. So it looks really dark in the compact, but it goes on very sheer. All of our makeup is multi-use. So you can use this on your lips, on your cheeks, on your eyes. Same with your foundation and your contour colors. We could use the contour as lip liner, eyeshadow, brow filler, whatever. But If you see where I've put this, I like to keep on that outer edge just above where I put my contour. And I'm just kind of blending that out. And then if you want a little extra here, go right ahead. But I like to keep this a little bit more on that outer part. It's more uplifting. So there we go. That's it for the foundation. You're done. Now you can do your eye makeup. You can just add mascara if you want to. You can use your contour to fill in your eyebrows. Let's do that actually, and we'll move on from there. So I'm going to use my same contour color, and this is a brush called the line brush. Again, it's double-ended, as all of our brushes are. And they all come with a 1-year warranty. So the arch to the tail first, and then kind of whatever's left over, I'll flick in here and fill that in. You can spin your brush over and use that spoolie to kind of comb it up a little bit more, blend it a little bit more. So that's it. Add mascara and we're good to go. So let me just reiterate what I used today. I actually only used my foundation colors and concealers. Most people, I always recommend 2 of them too, because we can mix the 2 together to get a mid color. That's basically what this is here. I'm just a little high maintenance. And then I used my contour and I used cheek color. I didn't even use my bronzers yet. Let's add a bronzer. So I'm just going to grab our blush and bronzer brush. This is one of my favorites. It's nice and fluffy. And I'm going to take the darker one, which is called Bella. This is kind of the universal bronzer, works on everybody. This is a newer one called Tan Lines. It's a little bit lighter. Works on very fair skin beautifully. You can also use it as eyeshadow, as lip color, whatever. But we're just going to hit the high points of our face with this. So I did the middle of my forehead. You can kind of get all of your forehead just up a little bit higher on my cheeks, tip of the nose, the chin. And I like to pull my bronzer down a little bit because this is a part of your face that doesn't see the sun usually. So that's it. My makeup is done. I can add eye makeup and be ready to go. That's it. If you want to set, we have a setting spray. That's wonderful. You can use this. You can also use this as primer. And we also have setting powder called Vanilla Dust. So if you like a little bit more matte finish, go ahead and do that. But our makeup is kind of movable until you set it. So you can leave the dewy look like this. If you need to add more throughout the day, it's not going to cake up. It's such a different concept, and it will feel a little bit different when you start using it. It's going to feel a lot more moisturized. You may think that you look a little bit shiny. I call it dewy. Some people are afraid that they look oily. If that's the case, always use the setting powder until your skin starts to adjust. After a while, it's not going to dry out your skin, so you'll actually stay more hydrated. So I think that that's it for this video. If you guys have any questions, I'm Vanessa Short, your Saint artist. Please reach out to me with any questions at all. I'm here to help you every step of the way.